So, good morning, everyone. Once again, thank you very much for being punctual on this Café session. If it is the first time that you guys are here, Café nos acompañamos is an strategies for and by teachers of sección servicios of the School of Languages. These times we want to thank Professor Juan Javid Bendek, who kindly accepted the invitation to share something that he has been implemented in his PIFLE classes that is also very popular nowadays in education. So Juan, thank you very much once again for accepting the invitation, for sharing what the wonderful experiences that you have had with PIFLE and how you can connect it with AI and virtual reality and how we can learn also perhaps try it and cacharrearlo, right?
Sure.
Towards the end of the session, I'm gonna send a link so that you can fill out the form for the certification of this session as well. Once again, thank you very much, Juan.
Okay. All right, guys. Good morning. I hope that all of you are doing well. And obviously, thank you very much for being here with me. So the main idea with this session today is to share some strategies that I've been using with the PIFLE groups since last year, and which have had a pretty nice impact in all the students I've managed. And the idea in this case, basically, this is what I've been eating, this is what I've been drinking since I started my doctorate studies, all about emerging technologies. And the main idea is to share with you some, not only some theoretical concepts, but also to show you some tools that you can use or some strategies that you can use in the classroom. Okay, so in this case, the only emerging technologies I'm going to cover in my session are going to be AI and VR. So let's get started in this case. So as we know, emerging technologies right now are not only disrupting, but are almost taking power from many jobs, many professions, along with virtual reality, which is basically expanding all the way we perceive things and obviously the way we interact, not only in this case with people, but also with virtual objects. And obviously, this is all causing a huge revolution in the classroom experience. So obviously, these technologies, I cannot say that they are going to, but they are impacting and they are providing immersive and interactive learning technology experiences. So one of the key things using these two things right now is to enhance, not only enhance, but also to adapt, to customize the learning and teaching experience. So in this case, let's start with a quick overview. Basically, I have here two basic concepts, but I would like to hear from you. What do you know about artificial intelligence? What is artificial intelligence? If anyone wants to participate, carry on.
You could either type it in the chat box or just unmute yourselves and say it out loud.
Sure. Okay, Marta. Yeah.
I know what it is, but if you ask me to like give a definition, I feel blocked because I don't know if I should say, is it an entity? No, it's not an entity.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, that has all kind of information collected. I don't, that's the thing. I don't know how to create the definition.
Okay, yeah.
But it uses information to provide requested information.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it could be something like you requesting something to, I don't know, to a machine
That's
that
why I
has
said entity.
an entity. Okay. Yeah, it's basically when we talk about artificial intelligence, we are talking about let's say a machine that has the intelligence of a human being, and that machine is which is already programmed is going to give you an answer just like a human being. talk about, in this case, artificial intelligence. Right now, not only artificial intelligence is a major concept, but also we can find a concept that is called machine learning. In fact, from this concept is where the artificial intelligence is mostly derived, because as we know, when we talk about machine learning, is basically how humans teach machines how to learn and acquire knowledge in an automated way. Okay, so when we use these concepts right now, we know that if we ask, as Marta mentioned, if we request an information, that information is going to be obtained from many human sources. Okay, so right now, using this concept in education, the main keywords are enhance, customize, and automate. So right now, many teachers are seeing artificial intelligence as if it's going to take out their jobs. It's going to remove their jobs. For example, writers, graphic designers, let's say authors. So right now, many people see it as a threat, but the reality is that obviously we should see this artificial intelligence as a tool, as a complement for our daily duties. Because right now, I can tell you that since last year, AI has improved my administrative tasks and my administrative work in like a 200% or more. Yeah, Fernay mentions aims to replicate human intelligence to perform specific tasks, make decisions, or analyze data. Yeah, that is absolutely true, Fernay. And the idea with using it is that we can be more efficient in what we do. Who hasn't had the opportunity to grade, I don't know, 30 writing activities in UdeA? If you have had this experience of grading 30 writing or 30 essays, you will find out that it's really tiring, it's really exhausting, and obviously the time it can be so I don't know how to say it.
Time
Uh,
consuming.
it's really time consuming. Thank you very much, Christian. That's right. Thank you. So one of the key things right now using artificial intelligence is to optimize every single academic and administrative process. Later on, I will share with you some things I've used for save, not only saving time, but also how to use it and how to write to that artificial intelligence. And in that case, obviously having to get a real accurate grading for all students. Now, the second emerging technology is virtual reality. Who hasn't had the opportunity to wear on these glasses? Raise your hand, the teachers who have had the opportunity to wear those glasses. Anyone?
It seems no one here. Oh, well,
Oh,
Marta
Marta already
raised.
wore them. All
Yeah.
right, that's good. Marta, how was the experience wearing those glasses? Marta Patricia Ferreira too. Thank you.
Kind of scary, a little bit.
Kind of
But
scary, really?
a little bit. You feel it real. So you act your body and you move and everything like it's happening. So that it's fun, but a little bit scary, just a little bit.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. That's good to know. Yeah, basically, when we talk about virtual reality, it's basically just a computer-generated simulation where you are going to find virtual objects placed in different parts of a scenario, which probably they could seem real or even physical. As far as I'm told, as I remember, the virtual reality is being used for phobia treatments. Whoever has, I don't know, a stage fright problem, a vertigo problem, or even this claustrophobia, issues, the VR is right now not only being used in a therapeutical way, but also for education. The more immersive the learning experience is, the more engaged the students are going to be. Remember that right now we are in a generation where most of the students are stuck, probably zombified with technology, and taking them to a different scenario than TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, or this kind of platforms could be something that really engage them for learning not only, I don't know, not only science or even math, but also learning languages. Right now, there are several virtual reality platforms used for English language learning. And in this case, for this session, I will share with you one which has been, in my case, has been a total success for all my students. And I think that it could be useful for you too. Okay, so the advantages of using artificial intelligence in teaching English, obviously, as I mentioned, the learning personalization or customization. Let's say that we have a group of 10 people, 10 students, and let's say that only 5 have a pretty good knowledge, 3 have like an intermediate level, and 2 have a lower level. Adjusting the contents for everybody is one thing we can do with artificial intelligence. Here, for example, I'm using ChatGPT. In fact, this tool just became like a monthly expense for me, just like going to the supermarket or paying my public services, because right now it has really saved me a lot of time. It has made my job more efficiently, and the main idea is that I can customize my content or my students' contents to their needs and also to their to their specific level. Okay, so let's say instant feedback. As I mentioned in the first example, when we have, let's say, a lot of activities to grade, let's say charts, let's say essays, writing activities, using this, you can adjust this technology so it can provide an accurate feedback to the students, considering the specific criteria that you define for that activity. And finally, access to unlimited resources. When we have the 3.5 version, in this case using ChatGPT, you can ask him, can you explain, I don't know, the past simple, like for a 5th grader? So as you can see, the knowledge is automatically displayed. Here, imagine you're telling a story about something that happened in the past. When you use it, you're talking about actions that are finished or complete. In this case, you can see that the knowledge is at hand, is at first hand. And obviously, you can even teach students how to use it. I know that there are some ethical considerations right now regarding students using this tool. However, I've done the same experiment, teaching them how to use the tool, and obviously, like psychologically speaking, like using like an inverse psychology with them, like, hey, be careful if you're going to write something like that, because ChatGPT is my friend and he's going to tell me if you wrote that using artificial intelligence or if it was written by a human. Okay, so right now, advantages, I think that you can consider them, because eventually, and as you can see, ChatGPT in 2 weeks ago, I think it released the latest artificial intelligence model. It's pretty nice, so I have to tell you. And obviously, well, it's up to if it's okay to use the 3.5, perfect. Now, the advantages of using virtual reality. Obviously, the learning experience is a whole new thing. Depending on the tools that you use, it allows to experience situations that they could not be present in real life. There was this application. I don't know if it exists, but I think it was something like Beyond VR or virtual speech. This app, you could use it to look, as you can see, April 2024. In this app, you can see that there you're gonna find a lot of scenarios. Let me share the sound here.
As a career coach, Cal, you did well in providing detailed examples
Exactly.
from your experience at Microsoft and in discussing how that experience could benefit.
Exactly. This is one of the key things when we use virtual reality. When we use virtual reality in the class, because for example, this app, which is for speaking, it has a speech recognition software, and obviously it is going to evaluate, it's going to assess the eye contact, if the student uses filler words, the speaking pace, if it speaks low, if it speaks faster, the listenability, obviously the fluency and the intonation, and finally the body language. Using the VR headset with these tools, obviously for students, it's going to be a whole different experience. Virtual speech is the name of the app. There was another one. I don't know if Beyond VR app. This one was used to. No, I don't know if it exists anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna have to search it, but this app was also used for doing or following the same purpose. And I can tell you that I started using it in 2019 with low-level students, like A1 students. And students, when they see this, for example, if students close their eyes while they were using the headsets, automatically the eye contact would appear like 0. And they already knew that the glasses, or in this case the headset, detected that they weren't looking at the crowd or at the public. Okay, so this is one good way to use this headset. And here, interaction and collaboration, that's also two, and the practice of practical skills. As we can see in the market right now, there are several options, several choices that we can use for free, although the majority are becoming paid. But the investment in this case for using them is going to, I'm pretty sure it will give a lot of profits and a lot of benefits for all students. Okay, now let's go. In this case, I'm going to start with virtual reality and introducing you this platform, ImmerseMe. ImmerseMe is a language learning platform that uses immersive experiences to enhance language acquisition. Right now, it has a virtual reality component that simulates real-life language scenarios where students can practice their language skills in a very realistic environment. So the URL for accessing a demonstration here, the username is demo, the password is demo. So I'm going to access, this is a demo version, but with the demo version, I think it's quite helpful to use it in the classroom. So as we can see, this is a multi-language platform. We can learn, for example, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, even English, or even Japanese, even Spanish, if the case. So in this case, exactly, that's true. And it has a gamification component. Well, in this case, not the demonstration, but it has, as you can see, the more the students complete the scenarios, obviously, they are going to earn more points. Here, as we can see, we have plenty of scenarios. There are too many, but here, let's say that I have students which belong to an A1 level. So I'm going to choose only the A1 level. And here, save view. just to anticipate the question, you are totally empowered to use the demonstration. It's unlimited in terms of users and all this. You can use it if you like, and all you need is just a headset, and that's it. So here I'm gonna choose buy a loaf of bread. In this case, the scenario here, and here where it says start lesson, we have 6 modes or 6 modes for interacting. For example, pronunciation covers all related to listening, speaking, and what was the other one? And reading. Typing is all about writing, spelling, includes listening and speaking, translation, if you want to work on that. Immersion is like the most difficult scenario because you are going to try to speak as natural as you can and just providing the answers with to the other person. And finally, this is a beta feature, which is a conversation in which there's going to be something similar to a ChatGPT, but related to the context you are going to work on. So I'm going to start choosing the pronunciation scenario. Here we have a delayed pronunciation or a regular pronunciation, and here we have the difficulty. Normally, I assign my students the medium difficulty, which I think it's fair enough, so they can practice their listening skills. Okay, so here, let's see. Here I click on Start Lesson.
Hello, welcome to 13 Dozen Bakery. What can I get you?
Your mic is on mute. One.
I'm sorry, did you listen to what the lady said? Sorry?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So as you can see, while I'm talking, this is recognizing my voice. So what all I have to do in this case is to answer the question this lady asked me. And by the way, if I didn't understand, let's say I'm going to play.
Hello, welcome to 13 Dozen Bakery. What can I get you?
All right. So in this case, here, this scenario is giving me 4 options, well, several options to answer, to choose. And here, because it's a demonstration, if I don't understand the pronunciation, I just click here.
Hello, I would like a loaf of bread, please.
Okay. So I click on start recording. Hello, I would like a loaf of bread, please.
Sure, what kind of bread would you like? We've got farmhouse brown, white tin, or a tiger.
Okay. So notice that here, when I want to pronounce, to say any of these options, all I have to do is just to click on the mic, and then let's say I'm going to choose here, farmhouse brown. There you go. White tin, please. And here.
There you go, that'd be $1.49, please.
Thank you very much. There you go. So this is how a pronunciation scenario looks like. And students, when I've used them, when I used it, they have become completely engaged in a way that even the student with the lowest level of pronunciation is like forced to pronounce better, and they notice the difference when a teacher, I didn't understand this word, or I couldn't understand. Obviously, they are going to need our support when doing these activities, but the improvement in their English level is quite noticeable and quite remarkable. All right, so here I'm going back, and let's choose, let's say, let's go to a more difficult scenario. If you have, let's say, an advanced group, you can choose a B1 here. I'm going to choose asking for help in a medical emergency. Even for health programs, it has some, let's say, scenarios for education, for a business. So you are free to choose the scenario that you like according to the level of your students. Now, let's take this one of typing. In this case, typing is all about writing exactly what the conversation uh, is demanding from you. So here, let's say here I have some options. I'm going to click here.
Help, I need an ambulance.
And look, here I have the prompt to start.
And the punctuation.
Exactly.
It's okay, I'll call one right now.
That's right. Okay, so here, if I don't type correctly, it will automatically highlight the word in red. Until I write correctly, it won't correct the words. Okay, so here.
I just fell off my scooter. I think my leg is broken.
There you go. So as you can see here, one of the key things when our students start typing is that they do not consider not even commas, not even periods, not even exclamation marks. And this is something pretty good in order to improve their writing skills. And I think that it could be really useful for your classes. Okay, I'm going to exit. And finally, the last let's say the last usage here, I'm gonna, let's say, choose B2. Okay, oh, there you go. Here, opening a bank account. So it's going to take me directly to the scenario of opening a bank account. Here, conversation. Okay. Okay, if it doesn't show the text, well, I'm gonna share it for the in the last scenario, the immersion mode. So you are going to see that there's no text, and the student has to answer the question as possible for advanced students. That's right. Okay, hello, may I help you? I'm Jack. I'm here to assist with any questions you might have about opening a bank account. Hello, I am interested in a savings account. What do I have to do? So based on the answers that I provide to this artificial intelligence model, he's going to give me an automated answer, obviously, also here. To start with you, provide personal information, proof of identity. Have you considered how much you might want to initially deposit, like 8,000 pounds? So students here are going to start interacting with an artificial intelligence, and then they are also forced to interact, and they can apply the knowledge that you consider. Ensure that the funds are available for transfer or check deposit. Do you already know which bank you'd like to open an account with? With Bank Colombia. One of the key things here, although Bank Colombia is a Colombian bank, here we are. Now, one of the key things when they use this is to motivate them to not only answer questions, but also ask questions. Because when you ask questions, when do I need to submit this? So they can also practice Q&A, question and answer. Okay, here we are. There you go. You should submit this document as part of the application process when you visit the bank, complete the online form. Okay, so this is like the conversation mode, and the one that Marta mentioned is the immersion mode. in the immersion mode here, regular, and let's play. In these ones, there are no texts to read. It's just what.
Hello, may I help you?
Here. Look, tell them you want to open a bank account. You have to mention the bank and the account. So right now, there's nothing to read. It's all your production. I would like to open an account with my bank. Miren que it's not that precise, I'm sorry. It's not that precise, but in this case, it can help. Slow mode, sound effects. Look, notice that the VR mode is only when you have the headsets. You can include the headsets so it can be more immersive. And the good thing is that it has a 360 technology, just like if you were in the real scenario. Okay. All right. Let's go back here. And as I've told you, this platform in the demo version, you can use it as many times as you like and practice with your students as many options as you need. Here, all the units. Here. I even found this one. This is an area for nursing. Nursing students here at Uni Remington really love this scenario because they had to put into practice their own vocabulary. It's sad because it was the look, it only has two, and what is your gender, male or female? And they like believed they were in the real simulation, and they were like, teacher, that looked really
Hello.
real.
Nice to see you. Will you be my nurse today?
Hello, Mrs. San Martin. Yes, I will be your here. Try recording this again. Hello, Mrs. San Martin. Yes, I will be your nurse today. How is your knee?
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yes, my knee doesn't feel good at all.
What brings on your pain?
Getting in and out of bed definitely makes it worse.
Here, here, here you can see that right now this mode, this is like a beta scenario, but here if you want it in slow mode, let's play it and see.
Getting in and out of bed definitely makes it worse.
It's lower the velocity or the speed of the pronunciation. But if I restore it again, here, slow audio mode, disabled.
Getting in and out of bed definitely makes it worse.
There you go. Good. What helps to decrease your pain?
When I take the pain medication, it helps me move around more easily.
Okay, so here you can choose the level of your students. I think when we are in the classroom, we already know which level our students are, and the main idea is to use the scenario that you consider is the most suitable for them to practice. Okie dokie. All right, so here, let's see. Now, as you could see, obviously the language learning experience is totally enhanced. With headsets, it would be much better. We have contextualized language practice, the personalized learning, and obviously the key words here right now are the motivation and the engagement. The more motivating and the more engaging the tools you use, the students will become that. And obviously when you have them motivated and engaged, it's much better and makes the dynamics of the class much easier. No, wait, I already shared the link. The one you sent is like the business, it's like the business website. There you can see like the cost of the license and all that. But the demo version is this one I'm here. It's just adding my, and there is where you can enter demo as username and password demo.
I appreciate it.
Don't worry. Okie dokie. Now, ChatGPT, the devil in front of us. Teacher, I don't like ChatGPT because ChatGPT is going to take out my job. ChatGPT is going to remove the teaching profession. I really don't like it. I'm not going to use that. So this denial, this refusal to the new adoption of these technologies, obviously, it's like a retrograde thought. Right now, guys, as I mentioned, using these tools is not only a game changing, but also a life saving tool. As we know, ChatGPT is like a chatbot. It's a chatbot. You ask something, you request something, you get something in return. That's the basics of using ChatGPT. Okay. Now, ChatGPT for teachers like us, number one, the instructional design is like the blessing of all. Here, I can show you look, these are probably this is my record, my history of prompts. And you can see that, look, AI impacting education. And here I can create reading comprehension. Look, concise to a forum, talking about artificial intelligence, impact in education and our lifestyles. In fact, I have someone here. Let's see, legal changes. Look, this is, for example, these are the topics. Okay, redirect these questions into a legal environment. Legal environment. For example, I'm teaching English to a law course. So I decided to adapt everything from the original content into an ESP focus. Here, families in modern time. Here I have, for example, I created a extended reading comprehension with closing component, families in the modern era. Students choose the correct answer based on the topic. And here I specify the topic and the options are related to that one. And here I have a reading comprehension with a closing component. Remember that these closing components are the ones that students will eventually see in a Saber Pro test. So the main idea when they see this kind of sections of components is that they get familiar before taking the test. And that's how probably from the teaching perspective, this is like the contribution for students to prepare for those state tests. Okay, look, if the reading was too short, can you extend the reading, please? And here, make sure the only questions are related only to simple present and present continuous. And basically, this is what it does, to adjust to what I need and what I know my students will eventually need. Even you can ask for, let's say, phonetic bingo, if you want suggestions for dynamic activities in the classroom. Here, can you provide me an activity to practice the phonetics in the past regular verbs? Here, ed, t, d, t, id, phonetic bingo, bingo cards with past tense. Here, you can even ask it some suggestions for activities that probably, who hasn't played Tingo Tingo Tango? Who hasn't played, I don't know, all these stop, Simon Says, the hangman, all these kind of common activities or traditional activities. You can ask this for more interactive, more modern, and obviously played in a different way. For example, hey, can you suggest dynamic activity for my students to learn? I don't know. You can give me a specific topic. You can provide me any topic. You can text me in the chat, or you can say it out loud if you want. I can even specify the skill I want to reinforce.
Professor Diana has a suggestion in the
Sure.
chat.
Okay, sure. Or comparative. There you go.
The other one
Place.
up there, places in the city to visit.
Comparatives, Patricia. Okay, good. All right, let's say here. City tour designers to practice speaking keys with objectives, with materials, how the preparation is, what the instructions are, and there you have it. I don't know you, but in my case, I haven't heard of this activity before. And you can even provide the time. You can set the time for if you say my class is of 1 hour. Can you adjust the activity for 1 hour? There you go. And now what this technology is going to do is to adjust all this so the session can be in one class. Here. 3 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, and there you have the whole distribution of the session. Here under a wrap up and reflection, if you may. Now with comparatives. Excellent. Now, can you suggest, let's say, you can choose the skill you want, speaking, writing, listening. Well, in this case, with listening, obviously it's going to provide the script, but that is obviously a different way. But in terms of reading, can you suggest a reading comprehension activity about comparatives where you can choose a context? Give me a context, any context. The context of the reading is, let's say, the powers of the world. Look at the instruction, it was very general. So it's going to generate the text that they need here. But I remember, I didn't specify which level my students are. I didn't specify, let's say, even the distribution. I didn't specify that. And this is what happens, guys, when we use general instructions or general prompts. That's what always happens. Obviously, what we can do now that we have, let's say, this general instruction, I didn't even specify if I wanted questions, if I wanted multiple choice questions, if I wanted true and false questions. It only generated this. That's all. Now, it gave me a step-by-step on what to do. Here, comprehension questions, comparative structure questions, a discussion, and a wrap-up. I'm going to be more specific. Can you adjust this reading to an A1.1 level? Because my students right now are A1.1. Extended, but with, let's say, multiple choice questions. It can take information about real places, spots at UdeA. Yes, it can, Profe Luz. However, the version, it has to be 4.0 because the 3.5 version, look, I have the multiple choice questions and I have the reading passage. And notice that it already adjusted the text to an A1.1 level. Why am I specifying the version 4.0? Because it's an advanced model, but the 3.5 is more for general usage. It's like you ask for information, it gives you the information that you need. Now, can you create reading comprehension about Universidad de Antioquia, where you can provide critical thinking, multiple choice questions. Let's choose 5. This is also one of the things that we need to start implementing. You can see that the model is faster. The model is faster, and there you have the information that you need. That is correct, Patricia. Exactly. The 3.5 model is faster, but the other 2 models could be slower, but they are more accurate, and they are going to be more specific in what you need.
And also, I believe it is related to that dated information. During this week, UdeA is also providing some sort of sessions regarding these topics, and they mentioned 3.5 version. It might be gather information up to certain point in time. Whereas the latest one, it is not
4.0.
as, it's not as updated.
Yeah, I think the last major update they did to this knowledge base was until March or April 2024.
Correct.
Okay, so as you can see, we can adjust, we can go more in depth with what we need. We can start like with a general prompt and then start adjusting the content to not only what we need, but also what our students need. Okay, you're welcome. All right. So I even have just before I continue here, I have here, in fact, I have here a document which contains some ChatGPT prompts that language teachers can use to incorporate with this application. So it has like a lot of prompts. This was a free document that I got from the internet, and obviously you can use it and adjust it as much as you like. Here, for example, I took this, I created this prompt. I need to evaluate a writing activity where my students were using the adverbs of sequence, and I need to assess their production. Can you assess these writings on a scale from 1 to 5, considering 3 aspects? And here I can provide the criteria: coherence, proper use of sequence adverbs, and also the length of the text. Look that in one single prompt, I was very specific, giving what I really needed, and then all I had to do was just to provide the text that my student wrote. And here, look, let's evaluate the student's writing based on the criteria you specified: coherence, proper use of sequence adverbs, length of the text. Look, the response appears to be within the desired word range. The student uses the sequence. Look, provides a chronological sequence of events. And now here, based on the observations, I will rate the student's writings as follows: coherence 3, 3, and the length of the text 5. Overall, this could be a score of around 3.5 out of 5. So it's giving you the grade automatically. So in that way, you have like an instant grading for this skill. As I mentioned, when you have to write, when you have to grade so many, that depends on speed, but the amount of process of data it can manage. Yes, Gustavo, that is correct too. Besides, the model in this case obviously can make it faster but not accurate, which probably the 3.5, it has some inaccuracies, but the 4.0 or the latest model obviously is going to be slower but it's going to be more efficient in terms of providing the response or the answer that you need. Okay, so now integrating ChatGPT in daily teaching. As I mentioned, you can create interactive quizzes, you can create feedback prompts to evaluate assignments or even to grade the students' work. I've done it with images using the model. It depends. I've used it to evaluate images. It detects images, and it also, if you give the criteria, the evaluation criteria, it will give you an automatic grading. Let's see, real-time interaction, customized learning, and enhanced engagement. I'm using these two tools in PIFLE. Right now, I think that they are motivating students more. I've seen many asking me for how to use it, how to use them better in terms of ImmerseMe and also ChatGPT. I always tell them that using this one is beneficial just in case they don't understand something complex, even for practicing any language, including English, and they are pretty aware on how to use both platforms. So in this case, this practical activity, as you could see, all you need to do here, I'm going to reset the view, and here I'm going to choose all of them here. They can choose any scenario they want. They can practice their own skills. And even if they want to continue expanding their language knowledge, they can also try other languages as well. Okay, so as we could see with ChatGPT, we could see how to use it in this case here. Once you enter the first prompt, all you have to do is just to continue including the rest of the activities one by one. Okay, here, tools and resources. As we know, this one could be useful. This one could be useful, the virtual reality headset. This is one thing that I could probably try in a physical classroom, which is the augmented reality apps. It's like watching the object alive through your cell phone, and it's also a good experience to start, why not, implementing. Not all the time, but for specific contexts or specific scenarios, it could be pretty interesting for students to at least find a good use for their mobile devices. Gamification tools. It's sad that this platform obviously has the gamification component, because students get more engaged when they see these numbers increasing or raising. However, well, it's just basically for an educational purpose, and basically just for practicing the language. So the challenges, as we know, the challenges are still present. Obviously, the technical issues, the limitations. When we use the 3.5, as I mentioned, this model is faster obtaining the information. However, sometimes it could be inaccurate in terms of the dates, in terms of the, let's say, the answers, how it displays the answers. So this could be like this could hinder the generation of new content. However, when we use the 3.5 model, it's always good to check or to double check how the content looks like. And the ethical considerations, obviously, we are the first ones who must have this clear. We already know that we must use it wisely and not abuse it wisely, which are two different expressions. And basically, that's the key. For some things, it's good to use it, but for others, it's better to do like the manual work, like the manual activities. Thank you for sharing. How can I practice speaking? By using the Chat GPT. In the cell phone, the cell phone has a speaking component. The cell phone has a speaking component in which you can provide the instructions for the prompt. However, let's see, by using the ChatGPT, well, one of the options that I suggested, you can use ImmerseMe, practice speaking, but with ChatGPT, obviously, if you manage the 3.5 model, it's looked that it doesn't allow to attach any images or any files. But when we go through the GPT-4, it automatically allows me to upload files. One of the things that I'm suggesting my students in order to improve their speaking skills using artificial intelligence with their cell phones is to use the Google microphone. The Google microphone allows them to verify the accuracy of their pronunciation. I think whoever uses Android, they already know that Google has a microphone. So that microphone, it helps them to practice not only pronunciation but also fluency as well.
If I may, Juan, one of
Yes.
the features that I saw when they were launching the latest version with ChatGPT, it is that the possibility to download the app. I don't know if you guys have seen the or watched the movie Her. It is basically sort of like Siri, if you have iOS or Android, the one that you were mentioning, and it is the possibility to sort of talk to ChatGPT as if it were a human being. So that could be one possibility. One of the drawbacks, though, it is that it is not free.
Exactly, that is the point. Right now, the majority of high-tech technologies, the high-tech tools are mostly paid. However, we can be practical and we can be more efficient using these tools, obviously giving them the proper instructions and the proper requests or prompts. Okay, now, the evaluating the technology in education, as we know, we have to check the pedagogical value. Just a quick survey. Who thinks that artificial intelligence or probably these tools have a pedagogical value? You can raise your hand if you agree. No problem. Okay. Which one of you think that this is going to provide more engagement to students? Exactly. Now, students have the accessibility to these tools right now, including those with disabilities. That's still debatable. But however, in this case, the accessibility, obviously, if students manage mobile devices with braille, let's say for a blind person, it could probably be helpful too. Now, the ease of use. Do you think these tools are easy to use? Do you think these tools are easy to use for students? Absolutely true. Exactly. Now, and if you want to try it, you can do it, is to teach your students how to use them. Because one of the things I tell my students is that, thank God you don't know how to use this. Thank God you don't know how to use them. Teacher, why? Because right now, if you learn how to use them, this world would be over in an instant. So it's better for me to leave you like that. No, teacher, please teach us how to use ChatGPT, teach us how to use this. No, come on, man. No. When you finish your career, if you need help, if you need assistance, I can teach you. But right now, for academic purposes, forget about it. Gustavo Lopera. Sí, señor. Hi.
Actually, nowadays, some students know how to use it, and sometimes it's a problem because you have to assess some works that they do, writing works mainly, and you realize that they are even better than you. So you say, I'm not checking my student, I am checking ChatGPT.
Yeah, that is true. And in fact, one of the key things when using, for example, artificial intelligence for writing activities is to make them be aware that obviously the more they use this technology for writing, the less they are going to produce mentally and obviously in terms of writing. So that I think that the ethical considerations are extremely important, not only to consider them by us, but also from them. Gustavo, yes, sir.
And actually, I used to say it my student because I don't want to fight with the tool. I say, okay, use it, but try to use it wisely, okay? Because I know that it's impossible to say don't use the tools, but try to understand how it works. Try to use it for you, not against you, because as you said, they only say, okay, ChatGPT, write a letter, so go on, but try to understand, try to follow
Uh-huh.
the process, because as you said at the beginning, it's impossible to fight with these tools, and it's not a threat, is a possibility for us.
Yes,
Thank
yes, yes, Gustavo. Thank you very much. And obviously, I agree with you on that. Right now, it's like uncontrollable, unmanageable. However, I think that when we send a message to students so they can raise awareness on how to use it, and obviously the more we can supervise them, it's going to be much better. Because obviously when they are behind the camera, when they are behind their screens, obviously that's something we cannot control. But using these tools, even ChatGPT, even this version, it can detect if the text was generated by AI. So that is also one disadvantage they have when they, I don't know, they want to cheat or they want to make like the perfect work. Because most of the times, as I said it earlier, it's not only about using it; it's about how to use it properly. They can say, "Hey, create an essay for me about this," but they are missing other things, other important things that probably in the instructions they didn't notice, and the students are mostly clueless when doing this kind of activities using artificial intelligence. Okay. All right. Now, speaking of integration, can this technology be seamlessly integrated into existing teaching practices? Yes or no? Yep, I agree. Now, speaking of learning outcomes, does these technologies improve student learning outcomes? Absolutely yes. Because one of the things that I already did regarding PIFLE is to set every single criteria, every single rubric the PIFLE program uses and adapt it to my own customized evaluation tools. If I want to provide feedback, if I want to evaluate my students based on the learning outcomes the program has, it's automatically done. So I think that obviously this improves and obviously is improving and is going to improve more in the future. We should also help to understand. Aha, exactly. We continue, and obviously that's the hardest mission of all. That's the toughest one, which is to make them understand the ethical considerations of using these tools. Now, as we know, the future right now, we must be, and I say must because right now technology is leaving a lot of people behind, and the adoption of these two tools, well, including AR, augmented reality, that should also be something to consider. Even this, and there was this application, Google Expeditions, I think. Sorry, Expeditions. I don't know why it died, but this was pretty cool to use for VR. Look, Google Expedition has come to an end, but VR has not. And you could travel to any country they include, and you could easily walk through Machu Picchu, meet get to know the Chinese Wall without being there, and it was pretty nice. I don't know why Google killed it, but it was pretty cool when it was available. And obviously, these kind of applications, I think there are many, but obviously they are mostly paid. Okay, as a summary, guys, well, basically, we could see the integration of using AI and also VR in a PIFLE classroom. We already saw the benefits of using the ImmerseMe platform and also how to use the ChatGPT chatbot. I hope that you can give some usage to the document I just shared, because it could help you to know how to write and how to prompt to ChatGPT better. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys, for attending this cafe about integrating these technologies. I hope you found it valuable and obviously inspiring. Now, I'm open to any questions you may have about the presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Juan. I think that I'm speaking on behalf of everyone, but it's eye-opening, it's mind-blowing. For sure, it is the unlimited possibilities that we have at our disposal with this virtual learning, and also artificial intelligence. It's necessary to have these spaces. As Juan mentioned before, we're open to comments or questions regarding his experience implementing VR and AI into PIFLE classes. We have a lot of fans, and we have one question from Professor Diana Pineda. I'm just curious if this is the topic of your dissertation.
Yes, improving quality of ELL through emerging technologies. Yeah.
That's great. Well, I think the topic is for at the moment is never ending. I'm pretty sure we will have other instances in which we can share some other experiences, and this is also an extended invitation for the rest of you guys to share what you guys have been implemented. And one, I'm very sure this is not the very last time in which we can also get to see you and learn about your work and experiences, the possibilities in which we can also learn together and collaborate and see how the experiences may vary from one group to the other, the levels, and also the learning objectives. So once again, thank you very much for attending this cafe. Thank you very much, Juan, for being this amazing cafecista. And
thank you very much.
Yeah, let's keep in touch, guys. Don't be strangers, and let's have another Café Nos Acompañamos in the near future.
Sure. Thank you very much, Christian, for the invitation. Guys, colleagues, thank you very much for being here today. Hope this content will be useful for your teaching exercise, okay? Anything you need, anything you want to know additionally, you can text me, you can contact me. I'm open to helping you out with any questions you may have.
I appreciate it. Have a very good one, everyone.
Okay, bye, guys. Take care. Thank you very much.
Take care.
You too.
Thank you.